Ooh, ee, ee, ah, ee, 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 ah, ee. Ooh, ee, ee, ah, ee, 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 ah, ee. Ooh, ooh, ee, ah, ee, ee. Ooh, 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 ah, ee. Google Docky. I woke up at 1 p.m. to a message and the call of my best friend, who I haven't talked to in like 3 weeks because I have been ignoring literally everybody in my life to be focused on my little depressive episode. So I have not been talking to anyone. I was like, why is she calling me? Why is she messaging me? I got like 3 different messages on the same day. I'm going to reply because I'm better than this. I can reply to people. I'm a grown-ass woman. I can reply to messages. I replied to her message. And she's like, oh, I thought it would be a great day to check up on you since we're back into the dark ages. And you've been forced to take a day off, right? And I go, haha, very funny. And I didn't realize what the fuck she was talking about. I thought she meant it because I said I've been sick. And I'd be like, oh, what does she mean by dark ages? Haha, anyway. I go back to sleep. Like, I look at the phone, finished replying, put it down, and try to go back to sleep. I can't sleep, so I'm like, I'm just gonna scroll TikTok a little bit. I grab my phone. TikTok wasn't working. And I'm like, what the fuck? That's kind of weird. Oh, my Wi-Fi went down. That's okay. That happens sometimes. I wait for it to come back up. It doesn't. I look at my TV, and the little red light isn't working. I tried to turn on the light next to my bed. The light doesn't turn on. And I'm like, oh, the lights went out. It's kind of weird. I'm just gonna sleep until it comes back on. I need you to know that my first instinct when I notice that the lights are off is I'm gonna sleep it off. And then when I wake up again, it's gonna come back on. So I roll around and I sleep for like another hour or something. I wake up again. Timeline wise, it was 2 p.m. at this point, I think. I finally decided, you know what? Light isn't coming back on. I'm just gonna get up because I don't know when it's gonna come back on. I'm gonna get up and, you know, try to like make breakfast. Because I thought it was the usual, like light goes out from time to time. More these days. And I did have signal at this point. I still had a signal, or I hadn't noticed that it was breaking. So I do the thing where I open my my house door and I try to click on the lights for like the rest of the building, just to see if it's the whole building or if it's just me. I turn them on. Oh, it's the building. Okay. I go to like my windows to see if there's any other people like looking distressed in their respective buildings. No one is. And I'm like, okay, that's annoying. I'm gonna call my dad to ask if there's like anything wrong. I couldn't call him. So I still had a little bit of like mobile data and network, but it was working really spotty. Do you know how I found out about the outage? I opened Twitter and one of you guys had tagged me in the thing about the power going out. That's how I found out. I found out through that, and I immediately like messaged my friend. She had received my message, and I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean the power is out in like Europe? I finally get to call my dad. And I'm like, hey dad, is the power out in the restaurant as well? Because he was working. And he's like, oh no, the whole country is out. I'm like, oh, I see. Cool. Okay, I'll see you in a bit then. I tried calling my mom so many times just to see if she was fine. Like, I knew nothing of what was happening. And I was just, you know what? Maybe it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine, you know? And then eventually, like, my dad came by. And he has a radio. My dad, okay, mind you, my dad is the one person who is a little cuckoo in the head, but it's the kind of cuckoo you would want in the apocalypse. Because he has this thing where he needs to have a survival pack. So, he has everything you might need. Do you know how many fucking lanterns this man has? enough. Okay, so I was with him for the entire time. He's always like, okay, just in case, we should always have like, it's not super aggressive, right? But he's always like, we need to have canned food at all times. We need to have a little emergency kit of for like band-aids and that kind of thing. And we need to have tons of lanterns. We have so many lanterns and fucking candles. So I had enough water, food, lanterns, just chilling. So I was totally fine. He also has way too many knives, just in case. In terms of being someone who is completely dependent on the internet and technology, I was suffering. So like, me and my dad were just chilling at home, and I was trying to make the best of the sunlight. So I just ended up coming to my room and cleaning it. Because what else the fuck are you gonna do when there's nothing else to do? Boredom is the worst thing possible for me. If I'm bored, I'm already dying. I cannot be bored. So I was like, I got a book. I got a light to read my book. I've got to clean stuff. I'm gonna maybe draw. I got battery on my laptop so I can write if I need to. I hate being bored. Don't you have a Switch? Wanna know something funny? I looked at the Switch, completely out of battery. What's the point? Fucking hell. But yeah, eventually me and my dad are like, so what are we gonna do for the rest of the day? He was listening to the radio most of the day because he has a tiny little radio. And he was like, you know what? Everything in the restaurant, because again, he has a restaurant. Restaurant has fridges and freezers with food that without power will start to unfreeze, and the thousands of euros of food for the restaurant will die. So he was like, well, what if we just go to the restaurant with the rest of the family and eat stuff so that it doesn't go bad for dinner? So we did that. We went there and we were just watching the rest of the city through the restaurant, just seeing what's happening. So we were there dining and watching the tourists. So during daytime, the tourists were so chill. I would see tourists just walking around, not a care in the world. And I was like, aw, this is not gonna be fun for you when the night comes, bro. I see your GPS isn't working. How are you gonna get back to your hotel, bro? You guys are not gonna do so well this night. You're not gonna do so well this night. And I would see the restaurants that actually had power. They had lines that went on for so long for dinner because people had nowhere else to buy food, especially foreigners and tourists. Because like, hotel couldn't give them food. Supermarkets were closing down to, you don't have Uber. There's no Uber Eats. Most places are closed. There are only like 1 or 2 restaurants that are actually capable of providing food. So it was really funny to see from my perspective. You want to know something really silly? So I was getting bored, right? Like really bored. So I put one of those lights that my dad has, that the ones that you put on your forehead, around your head, and like it points the way, yeah. So I just started going around the back of the restaurant exploring. I went to the basement to explore like I was in an apocalyptic scenario. I couldn't even use my phone to film it, but I had to entertain myself somehow. So I was pretending that I was doing a scavenger run in a zombie apocalypse by myself. I felt so cuckoo. I felt very schizo on this day because I was just going around in the basement like, here we can find some supplies. This would be a good weapon. I was so bored. Like, I cannot be bored. My other options were talking to like the restaurant people that were dining with us, and it was just painfully boring conversations. So I was like, no, I'm gonna go on an adventure. I'll see you in a bit, okay, Dad? Can you imagine how fun this would have been to go with someone like pretending that we're in the zombie apocalypse? But no, I have to do it alone with the voices in my head. Whatever. It was fun for me. But then, like, I came back up and so like we had the door, the lights were all off, obviously, right? Yeah, we had like 1 or 2 doors open of the restaurants so that we could get like some fresh air, so like tourists could still like pass by and look inside and see us. And at some point, this is so hard to explain, but at some point I'm like in a counter we have where like the kitchen puts food on so that the people take it to the room to give to people, right? I'm in there and I'm like hands on the counter looking up, and then I rest my head on the counter because I'm like, I have nothing else to do, I'm so bored. And then I have that feeling that, you know, the feeling when someone is looking at you. So I lift up my head and I look behind me to the door that's open, and I see a tourist with a phone, with a camera, pointing at me, taking a picture of me, despairing with my head on the counter. And I'm like, is it really that fucking funny that I'm a young person panicking because I don't have internet or something? So I very awkwardly like step backwards so that they can't see me, because there's like we have like a what's it called? A cupboard there. So if you ever see like, if I see a TikTok out there or a picture of like someone with a headlamp resting their head on a counter, despairing due to the lack of light, I'm gonna be so pissed off. Google Ducky. My dad, oh my god, my dad was full on with his lanterns pointing at the sky, and he goes, oh my god, look at the trail that my lantern does. It's kind of like a lightsaber. And it just starts going, oh, neum, neum, and he hands me the other one, and he's like, now we're gonna fight young Anakin Skywalker. And I'm like, Dad, what? And he's like, we're gonna battle with lightsabers. And I'm like, Father, have you lost it?
No, I am your father.
Google Ducky. So I get my headlamp, I get a manga, and I go to the bathroom to do bathroom business with my manga and my headlamp. And I sit there reading my manga that I have read already because, you know, I have it. I was just sitting there contemplating life, reading. The light comes back on. And I don't think I've ever heard such a big yippee from the entire fucking city from the toilet. I was not joking it. Stop it. Can't a woman take a shit these days? Jesus. Why do you guys jump to jorking it? What? Jesus Christ. You guys suck. The horizontal mambo is also always an option, but I guess that's not applicable for Doc. I'm sorry. That's one of those like board games you need at least 2 people to play. Unfortunately, I am but one.